Good morning, Temple Kol Emeth. We are getting close to the High Holy Days. And during this time, we talk about returning to our soul. The words Hashivenu Adonai Alecha Nashuva Chadesh Yamenu Kekedem. Let us return to the place where we used to be, as in the foundational days. Which meant that as we talk about our prayer, that prayer that we say every morning, Elohai Neshama Shenatata Bi Tohorahi. God, the soul that you created within me is pure. You shaped it, you created, you breathed it into me. And within me, it's pure. So what happens to the soul on a regular basis? The soul can get corrupted by what we do, about what we think, by the directions that we go. So as we return to our soul, and that's what the Shabbat in between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur is called. It's called Shabbat Shuvah, the Shabbat of return. So what does it mean to return to the foundations of who we are? That means we go back to where we live in a world that doesn't judge so much. In a world that's pure, that's kind, that's welcoming, like when we were first born. Remember when we were little kids and as we tried to figure out the way the world was, before we were shaped with judgment and preconceived notions about people and the world, before our minds got corrupted as we judged everyone who would pass us by. The moment that we begin to return, and that is the concept of teshuvah, of repentance, it means to shuv, to turn. We turn back. We find our way back to home base that grounds us, the foundational moments of life where we're naive again. We begin to trust again. We begin to show kindness to everyone who's around us. Finding that purity, finding the basic parts of human nature, the love within our hearts, the kindness within our minds, the ability to find that foundation, that grounding once again, because we can stray during the course of our lives. And if we don't take the time to look within, the accounting of the soul, the cheshbon hanefesh, will never return. And sometimes we go down that road and we don't even know we've strayed off the path. This is the time to return. How much of our lives are lived in the positive, being optimistic and kind about the world, and how much do we judge? Now is the time to return. Because if we don't look within, then the high holidays are simply a meaningless ritual, as instead of a grounding, foundational moment in our lives, that return, the return home. And it depends on you, what you choose to do. Now is the time to repair. Let us return home together to the place where our souls are pure.